Hey.
Oh, hi.
I see you left the door open.
Didn't think anyone else was home.
Poo particles, mate. Poo particles.
Oh, yeah, sorry about that. I didn't realize that it was such a big deal. Like, did the poo particles, they waft?
They do waft.
They do waft.
Of course they waft.
I see. Well, I mean, I could just close the door.
Look, ordinarily, yes, close the door. But right now, we are having a conversation, you and I, about the poo wafting through the house.
You know, maybe it's not so bad because, like, there are other windows and I think the front door is even open. It's probably how you got in, actually.
That is how I got in, yes.
The poo particles would just waft, you know? Like they would go from here, where I am here pooping right now, out that door, where you are now, into the rest of the house, but then out the window and out the door.
Well, no, it doesn't. It doesn't just waft out the door and out the various open windows and other holes to the outside.
Breezy.
Not how it works, mate. Not how it works.
You still haven't fully explained.
Some of it settles. The poo particles, they land on various objects. For example, I was having a cucumber earlier this morning. Put the cucumber on the bench, left it for a couple of minutes. That thing could have been covered in poo particles. You ever heard of E. coli? I could be dead right now because of you.
Well, I'm pooping right now. Probably wasn't pooping while you were eating the cucumber. I'm sorry if I got... Do you have E. coli? Is that what this is about?
No, I do not have E. coli. But I could. Well, to the best of my knowledge, I have got no E. coli. I have a strong immune system. If I went to the doctors and said, hey, could you test me for E. coli? I bet they'd say, nah, mate, you're strong.
Is the truth of the matter that you really need to use the bathroom and you just don't want to say it because you're embarrassed?
No. You're letting the poo particles out.
You know, come to think of it, if you're standing there in the doorway, the poop is probably wafting onto you right now. So if I just close the door like you've suggested...
Look, I do want you to close the door, but it's not about right now. It's about always. It's important for you to get it through your head that poop is dangerous. The door must always remain closed when you poop, especially when you flush. Because if you don't close the lid, the top lid, and I know you don't close the top lid because you're a dirty bastard, if you don't close that top lid, the water goes and the poo particles go all throughout the house, all over your stuff, all over your cereal, all over your favourite Barbie doll, on your kitchen bench when you're about to do the dishes. Do you really want poo particles all over your dishes?
No, you're right. You're right. I should close the door every time I poop. I've been lax. In truth, it's actually something of a tradition. Like, I've always had the door open while I pooped, as often as I can, because when I was a little boy, my mum, she would say, Cappuccino, you better keep that bloody door open, because I need to make sure that you don't fall into the toilet. And I would say, but mama, I need the door closed because of poo particles. And I would tell my mum about the poo particles, like you're telling me about them now. And she would say, I don't want to hear it. If I find out that that door's been closed while you've been pooping and you fall into the toilet, well, I'll be very upset with you. You will be grounded probably. And then I would say something like, yeah, okay, Mum, I'll leave the door open.
Well, clearly your mum was just worried about you. She didn't want you to drown. Of course, you wouldn't fall in the toilet now, would you?
No, I suppose not.
You're much bigger than the average child.
I'm pretty big. The hole's pretty small. And if I did fall in, I doubt that I would even get my cheeks wet. Except from the sides of the bowl. Perhaps. Which would be covered in more poo particles than your cucumber, for example.
Well, hey, it's not a competition about who has more or less poo particles on their butt cheeks or their cucumbers, for example. But hey, look, it seems like you've got the hang of it. It seems like you understand what I'm trying to get through to you. Poo particles travel. You got a grasp of that?
Yeah, I think I've got it. I'll carry it with me for the rest of my days.
All right, well, I'm going to go. Gonna go eat some cucumbers. They better not have any poo particles on them. They've been sitting on the bench.
Okay? Bye-bye. Should I close the door? You didn't close the door. I'll close the door.
Oh no! I have fallen into the water just as Mother warned! Oh, hello. Didn't expect to see you here. God.